Good evening dito sa US and magandang umaga dyan sa Pilipinas, magandang tanghali sa anumang panig ng mundo. I'm Chef Jason Leonardo Javier from New Jersey, Somerset, New Jersey. I would just like to share my experience when I was here in the hospital and the illness I dealt with. And I hope that you can learn a lot of lessons from my experience. I'm always and I was always been um, conscious about the way I look. A long time ago, I always want to look skinny, and I don't want to bullied like oink oink or Babsy or Babs. You know, a typical Filipino mentality. And then I was in New York and I was working as executive chef. Of course, working in the kitchen. They told me like just enjoy being a chef. And as an executive chef of various restaurants and hotels in New York, in Times Square, Manhattan, syempre, you always eat. Whatever you cook, you try to eat, or whatever is there, it's free, you have to eat. And then I reached the point na from 150 pounds, I gained more 50 pounds, so I was like 200 pounds. That was the time na I decided when I look at the mirror, sabi ko, this is not me. I'm so fat, ang taba ko, parang lalo kang ibubuli. And some friends are really true to our friendship. And they told me, it's okay lang kung mataba because nobody believes and trusts a skinny chef. But some of them call me oink oink, call me Chef Babsy, call me Chef Fig, but it's fine. Well, I mean, it's not totally fine with me. Inside me, I was hurt. And then, medyo masakit lang yung dibdib kasi ka-opera ko lang. And then I started practicing bulimia. Ito yung after I eat, right away, I put my finger inside my throat and tickle it so I can throw out all the food I ate, all the drinks I drank. I did that for like, couple of months or so just to lose weight, which I did. I went down to 156. I was skinny and I was happy, but I looked so dry. I was so weak. Maybe because I lost a lot of nutrients. That time I was losing my hair. My skin is dry. My skin was dry. And then I keep that weight with me. But even I no longer put my finger inside my throat, I still vomit for a few months, and then it stopped. And I thought it stopped right there. Okay? And then 2017, I went back to California. I was so stressed dahil I'm no longer working as a chef. And I work in a rehab facilities as a certified nursing assistant or CNA. But I love what I was doing. I love doing that. I love taking care of people. I love serving people, and that is the secret. Like, whatever job you do, as long as you love what you're doing, you'll enjoy it. So I was kind of, stressed. Uh, so nag-stress eating ako. I ate whatever I can eat. No restrictions. Oily, spicy, salty, sweets, chocolates, everything. I eat everything. Like endless. And then in a span of few years, until last year, until this year, I reached 247 pounds. I told myself, like, I'm so big. I don't mind people calling me names. It's fine. I was so fat. I'm always gasping for air, running out of air. Feel so tired. A little walk, a little run. Oh, I can run. It will make me really exhausted. And then I moved here in New Jersey last year. I was already fat. I was already big. And then the symptom starts actually a year ago. I started the acid reflux, which I didn't pay much attention because I said it's only acid reflux and I can fix it with, taking Tums or Pepsid, which I did, but it still continued to hurt. The acid reflux continue. I keep throwing up. It's going up here. It's burning. It tastes bad. It's the acid from your stomach, the gastric acid. And your stomach is used to that gastric acid, but not your esophagus and throat. And little that I know that it damaged my esophagus and damaged my throat. I didn't, know that. I wasn't aware of that. I just let it pass. Weeks, months, I dealt with it. Until this year, February, I still had the acid reflux.
Are you done, Sarah?
And then, sorry about the noise, I'm still in the hospital, as you see.
You can use the same thing. Oh, okay.
And
The thing
just last month,
so here. Let me check your
starting
skin,
of
I'll help you. And then
last week of August,
I can straighten the part underneath you.
uh,
Okay?
last week of August, I started to have the worst acid reflux.
You want to change your gown or
It
no?
doesn't have any, it doesn't have any warning. I just throw out through my mouth, through my nose. I couldn't breathe. It's the worst acid reflux I experienced. It didn't stop there.
Relax, relax your finger.
It continued to happen every day, every night. I dealt with it. I have my I have my Tums with me. And every time I had the acid reflux attack, I just take Tums. The problem with it is it's too sweet and it make me more, you know, irritated in my throat
189.
and coughing a
Put it in
lot.
the computer and come and help you with the rest.
I just ignore it
Oh, okay.
until 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. Whenever I eat, it goes down here
You have a mask there, so
and
you
it's
if I
stuck
come and help you.
right here, right on my sternum,
So you gotta
in
put
the
your
middle of
mask,
my
okay?
esophagus. And every time I drink, I throw up. Not the food, but just the liquid, the water, or the juice. And it hurts me so much. I spend sleepless night every night because every time I lie down like this, sitting upward on my bed, every time I close my eyes, it just comes out of my nose, through my mouth, and it wakes me up. And I'm worried. I'm really worried, but I have a, you know, I have to think also that if I go to the hospital, I wouldn't be able to work. I have a lot of bills to pay. My car, my apartment, my family back in the Philippines that I have to support, and all my bills, credit cards, and of course I have two dogs with me. Those things na nagpapaworry sa akin. I said if I go to the hospital and if I be admitted and confined, what will happen? How can I pay my bills? How can I support my family back in the Philippines? What will happen to my dogs? So I was so stressed and started losing hair. But the vomiting continues every night, every day. So I'm going to work without sleep. Or maybe just like maybe an hour or 2 hour sleep. I was so exhausted. I was so tired. I was so stressed. But still I have to do my job. And recently, just this Monday, like maybe 6 or 5 days ago, I really can bear it.
It's okay, it's okay.
I was in my bed
Stay on your side so I
on
can take
Sunday
the shower.
night and I stay up the whole day. The liquid keeps coming out of my mouth and my nose, even though I haven't eaten and drink anything. Those liquids are
Take
from my
those into
stomach,
your hands.
so thick, and it's like suffocating me. It's blocking my airways. I wait until the morning because I don't want to bother my dogs that sleep beside me. I waited until the morning. I went to the emergency room here in Robert Wood, Johnson University Hospital
You did your face
in New
already?
Brunswick,
You can take the mask off.
with a feeling of
Mask
being
your
worried,
face.
a lot of questions, a lot of worries. What will happen next to my job,
No, no. Wait,
my
keep the mask
family,
off.
my
So when I
dogs,
finish,
my health,
then you
my
can do your
condition?
face.
I was so mixed up. And then I was already in the emergency room. They were interviewing me, and I told them my situation, everything. I didn't keep anything, any
Okay.
details. I gave everything to them, and immediately they decided to admit me right away with no second thought. They told me like you should be admitted right away. This is something serious. I'm sorry. It just hurt. And the following day, Tuesday, I was scheduled for my endoscopy. And then that Tuesday, they picked me up here in my room and brought me to another room downstairs and did the procedure, the endoscopy. They put me to sleep, injected some anesthesia. And then after an hour or so, or 2 hours, I woke up, you know, and I feel all the pain inside me. And you know what? That pain is unbearable. It's very painful. So I asked the doctor right away, anxiously and scared. I asked him, Doc, what did you find out inside?
Tentacle, tentacle.
And they told me, there is no food going inside your stomach.
Okay.
Your esophagus down there below,
Let me take the old one off.
narrowed already. You have masses. a size of a golf ball that already developed from years. And all the food that I ate
Now here you
weeks
go.
ago is still stuck in my esophagus and started to rot. Thank God I didn't have a sepsis. Thank God. And they vacuumed everything, all the rotten food inside my esophagus.
20 cents.
And also they find out that I had this bronchopneumonia, which I got from vomiting a lot. They what you call this? Aspiration pneumonia. Some of my fluids from my stomach, some rotten food and water and saliva
This up so you can put it
managed
down.
to enter my lungs, which is worse. They cannot conduct any operation or surgery as long as I still have my pneumonia. That night after the endoscopy, I was chilling. I was shivering
This up
to
is not
death.
for tonight.
I felt so cold, very, very cold. I had like maybe 5 or 6 blankets with me.
Yeah. You
The
okay?
nurse were so busy assisting me and
You
helping
okay?
me. My temperature went to
Everything is here.
104.2, 103.7. It was too high. Right away, they put an antibiotic on me. And then after a few hours, it subsided. I felt so relaxed. He scheduled for my operation and surgery yesterday, Thursday, but it was canceled because they have some priority and emergency
Yeah. So now
to,
you
to
take your
do in the
mask off
operating
to
room.
your face. Just wipe down your face.
So it
There
was
you go.
rescheduled today, Friday at 2 p.m. So this morning and last night, I couldn't sleep. I'm thinking about so much things. What will happen? What will happen after? My hair started to loose. I have a hard time breathing. You know, it's really hard. And I'm worried about my family too. Never worried about
You need
myself.
another one or you need a towel? Are you
Never.
good?
Until the morning. Maybe I fell asleep at 10 o'clock. Doctors doctors are coming, nurses are coming, they're waking me up. I was talking to them with my eyes closed. I was so tired. And then I dressed up, I shower. I waited until 2 o'clock. At 1:30 they picked me up and brought me to the operating room. I was there in the operating room, very anxious and worried. I closed my eyes. Wait, the nurse turned off the lights. Sorry.
Wash your hands.
I was worried. I closed my eyes for a while and talked to my mom. This is exactly what I said. Nanay, I was calling my nanay. Nanay, 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 isasalang na ako sa operating room. I want you to know, whatever happened, mahal na mahal kita. And and I hope you can hear me in your dreams because it was 2 o'clock. o'clock in the morning in the Philippines that time. I was talking to her. I said, "Not, I love you so much. And if something worse happened today, do not worry. I left something for you which will last until you are leaving here, until you breathe, until you are breathing, it will last." Ah, and then I talked to God. Lord, you're the most powerful one. You know everything. You know what will happen in advance. I'm not gonna ask you for anything else. I'm not gonna ask you for anything more because you already know what will happen. I just trust you, my life. I just trust you, my family. I love you, oh Lord. And then I opened my eyes. For some reason, I was waking up from this little prayer with a smile on my face. And then the patient transporter came already and brought me to another room where they're gonna perform the surgery. I said, what is the sense of being scared? So what if I don't have any friends beside me? So what if I don't have so what if I don't have it? So what if I don't have any family with me right now? But all these things never matter and will never matter for, for as long I have him with me. I have God beside me. And those thinking that what will happen if I don't wake up? What will happen if I have a cardiac arrest during the operation? What will happen if I'm positive with cancer? Those things don't bother anymore because I leave all my trust and my faith to God. And then they put me to sleep. I woke up after 2 hours with so much pain in my chest. And the first thing I said, thank you. Thank you, oh Lord. Thank you so much. That's all I can say that time. God is alive and He is working and He listens and He knows what's in your heart. And to all those people that send their loves over their prayers, they help me financially to cover all my bills in the hospital. I will forever be grateful. Thank you so much to my families and friends that make me feel you're just beside me. I will forever love you. Thank you so much, and I'm sorry. Sorry if I cry. I'm sorry. But I'm happy. I'm happy because I'm alive. I can still serve him. I can still support my family. I can still bring joy and happiness to all my friends. Thank you so much. Thank you.